Hello everyone, I am Dr. Gouri and today we are going to have a talk with Dr. Mahajan, who is a gold medalist, a national award winner and a stem cell researcher. Dr. Mahajan is also an adjunct professor of surgery in Indiana University, a school of medicine in US. He is a stem cell researcher and also the owner of patents. Today we are going to have a talk with him about anti-aging and effect of and also the owner of patents na.
सुरू करा परत सुरू करा.
Hello Dr. Mahajan, it's pleasure to meet you again. So today we are here to talk about anti-aging, or we can say as a quest of immortality. I would like to know, why do we age and what are the factors which are contributing in aging for the persons?
Now, it's a good question. The topic is also very enlightening for the most of the people to understand. The aging.
Right.
Aging is a very challenging subject today, and in fact, if you see, the quest of immortality is an race, not today, ancient thousands of years. Who doesn't want to live long? Everybody wants to be immortal and look into life, how we can live for years and years and years. Now, but this quest is millions years in the human being as a race. That is the reason I referred the word quest of immortality. Now, quest of immortality does mean the desire to live immortal, but that is an only theoretical possible. Currently, if you see, immortality is a dream, but definitely we can have an age which is a gracious aging. The first part of the question, where we think of anti-aging. Anti-aging is a concept where we think of age-less life, or you can say we look forward to live the life with gracious feelings, like without diseases. Now, the current scenario where we live today, in a standard medical care we live, and the lifestyles what we are living in, usually if you see, we have a prolonged age up to 70, 80 currently.
Yes.
That doesn't mean this age is gracious, but with standard care, we add to our life years with the disease. We add years to the life with the disease. Like aging diseases are degenerative conditions, metabolic disorder, diabetes, hypothyroidism, or aging diseases like dementia, Alzheimer, Parkinson, a number of that. They are the part of life when you age today. But the concept of anti-aging says that, can we live without the diseases? Yes, there's a beautiful idea of this life, because human beings are there as a race, as a species, to live 100 plus years. 100 plus years. The average life of the human being has to be around 140, 150 compared to the other species on the earth. So for every species there is age defined. So here, instead of talking anti-aging, we'll talk as a gracious aging to reach the age limit where the human species are supposed to live. And that is around 120, 140. So we look our lives to create a centenarian world. And it's very much possible. The why do we age is a question which is to understand. When I put my theory of aging to understand that our aging is related not to the diseases, to the process in which the body metabolism gives way. Body metabolism gives way. What does it mean, body metabolism gives way? The factors like instability of the DNA, nuclear DNA, the stability of the DNA is lost. Here, losing a DNA stability means whenever the cell divides by process of cell division, it has to copy down the genetic code of first cell to the other cell. That is called as a genetic information. Now, each time when we do this, this information to some extent sometimes is lost. And as we have multiple divisions of the cell during the aging process, the cells may lose a majority of the information, and thereby DNAs may become unstable. And this instability of DNA, loss of information, is a central core of aging process. But to achieve this but to achieve this without the losing information is very important to reach to the goal of anti-aging. And there are multiple factors to this, like accumulation of unfolded proteins within the cell, outside the cell during the process of metabolisms, accumulation of inflammation, accumulation of the environment which is not comfortable with the cells to proliferate, decreased number of stem cells in the body is also one of the representation. All these various different causes come into a category of process of aging. And when we look into an individual factors, we know what is most important in the process of aging. And then if you target accordingly, probably the signaling molecule reduction, change in the molecule, change the inflammation, change in the instability of the cell, instability of the DNAs, proteins within the cell, outside the cell, unwanted protein accumulation, then there's an inflammation overcoming there. There's a process in which the RNAs and DNAs, while the replication, they lose their parts of it. Like in a layman's language, I'm talking all these things. So we look into focus on that. How do we make it? How do we make it? So number of factors are there. As we discuss further, I'll keep on elaborating.
Sure. And how the regenerative medicine contribute in anti-aging?
The overall concept, if you see, the process of aging relates to the regeneration.
Yes.
The process of aging relates to regeneration. If this regeneration is not perfect with the process of age, the way it should go, automatically our process of aging reflects in the form of some kind of biomarkers, some kind of physical markers, clinical markers in the process of aging, which could be a landmark. And this can be corrected by regenerative medicine as such. When we talk of regenerative medicine, it's a big umbrella. Under this umbrella, the concept of restoring, regenerating, replacing damaged parts of the body, damaged part of the cell, damaged parts of DNA, damaged part of the function of the cell or cytoplasmic organelle, all extracellular matrix, all that plays a role. And they all could be worked out under that umbrella of regeneration, from adult cell, stem cell, pluripotent cell, embryonic cell, their products like exosomes, their PRPs, growth factors, all they come under one umbrella. And that makes the part that anti-aging or gracious aging could be a big hallmark using regenerative medicine.
Very true, sir. How do StemRx is going on with the regenerative medicine? Is StemRx is having some special treatment which is contributing in regenerative medicine with the anti-aging thing?
Very well. StemRx plays a major role in developing various technologies which are related to the aging process to reach to the gracious aging. Now, aging plays, as I spoke to you some time before about the cellular matters, which are related to the environmental system around us.
Yes.
This environmental system means the quality of lifestyle, food habits, that is our diet, our sleeping pattern,
Right.
our stressful situations, water intake,
Okay. Yes.
and good nutrition what play a major role, and most important, communication to put up the stress under control. Now when we look in all this situation, StemRx has a beautiful role to design the process of anti-aging. Now, as I was talking to various causes at the cellular level, nuclear level, the entire organ level, and the lifestyle level, if you categorize them, we have StemRx has the technologies by which this aging process can be categorically reduced in the form of biological process. Now when we talk of a biological process, it means we have a aging with two reflection parameters. One is a chronological age, where we talk of a calendar age.
Right.
And the second age is a biological age or epigenetic age, I call it rather perfectly epigenetic age or genetic age or DNA age. All the various technologies are taken name. These processes relate to, one is from your birth date, the chronology, where we celebrate every year our birthdays. And the second is how our organs are responding to the environment and our lifestyle and what precautions we are taking to maintain them with a gracious aging process. Now, a number of factors are there, like you can say hypoxic chambers, hyperbaric chambers, high altitude working places. And then again in that there are other molecules like growth factors we work on, where we work on hyperbaric chambers to take the treatment. Then regular yoga exercises, then exosomes we play, stem cells we play, then we play in the process of giving the various stimulations depending on the aging process, like neurological stimulations using transcranials, neuromodulations. Then in addition to this, what is more important, recently the molecules like chaperone, heat shock proteins we are added to the treatment part. In addition to that, most important is stem cell therapy, which is targeted depending on the pathological aging process. Because in biological aging, where epigenetic aging I told you is maybe related to certain organs which are exposed to over-utility, over-stressful situations, like those people who are with the lifestyle of alcohol, smoking. There's certain organs aging process fast, like liver, lungs. Those who have a stressful situations, those who are working in the late nights, their circadian rhythm cycle is disturbed, so hormones or enzymes are disturbed in the body. Those who are working with the physical stress more, so they may have a spinal problems. All these lead to a whole organ of the body with specific targets showing biological access to those organs going very fast. So we target those things into two classes. One is gracious aging, where the subject doesn't have any disease. The other group we label them as a aging gracious but with the diseases. They may have morbid conditions like diabetes, blood pressure. When we do all these things, the entire process remains on how do we assess them. How do we look into a lifestyle program for them? How do we nutritional values work upon them? How do we put them to yogic programs? How do we put their circadian matching with the natural cycle? Then the products like growth hormones, growths like chaperones, exosomes, we use them. And along with it, yoga and exercises and all those things we added. Definitely this will lead to a very gracious aging with the other factors which we included, chelations, ozones, number of things are there to calculate, from neuromodulation to orthomodulations to physiological modulations, depending on the categories in which they fit into disease process or biological aging. And all this together we put in program of Centenarian Club. We work as a Centenarian Club where we assure you live 100 years plus but without disease.
Yes, that's very great, sir. Has Stemrx have any specific molecules which works on anti-aging?
No, in fact, in recent years, the aging has become a very big global subject now. Global subject. In fact, there are many big names in the field of anti-aging or gracious aging or immortality, like David Sinclair, Obdi Gray. These are the pioneering people who have been working in this field for last years together. And they have definitely come out, particularly David Sinclair has come out with a pill which is called as NMN or NAD molecules. Then a combination of this with the other molecules like resveratrol, metformin, coenzyme, omega, all they play a role of molecules which could be related to a pill of anti-aging. So particularly in this, most important is NMN molecule, which is work, and metformin also, berberine, idebenone, there are many of them are there. But NMN comes at the top level, and along with the resveratrol, it works on particularly telomerase length. Then it works on mitochondrial dysfunctions, sirtuin genes. All they come into working with this residual molecule, and it is being it is not being, but it is proved today. NMN take a pill and make yourself ageless. That is the one which is coming up, and it is doing wonderful. Even stem RS has a big role to play in addition what I spoke, maybe I have skipped out, but molecules like NMN, metformin, then resveratrol, CoQ, MitoQ, all are the part of the therapy protocols, and there is a way, there is a specific protocols how to take these pills also. Along with, or rather I would say NM is equivalent to an intermittent fasting nowadays it is called as. If you do intermittent fasting, it is as good as function of NMN function. So if you work up all this under one umbrella, these molecules, intermittent fasting, and what I spoke about the regenerative medicine, it will be a wonderful elixir of anti-aging.
Yes. And I would also like to know, sir, that as I know you had crossed 60 and your life is completely busy with lots of constant schedules, meetings and researches. Still you seems to be very fit and active.
Oh, that's a wonderful part of you asking me. Is rather, I would say one who works on it has to be of that kind.
Yes.
So what I practice in my life, I preach it in my theories. And I look, my entire team is a part of anti-aging, and being this group, I would say you all my team members to be growing ages like me graciously. And we all have to target a century, that is centennial growth.
Definitely, sir. Here we wish to everybody should be disease free and stress free and have a healthy life. Thank you, Dr. Mahajan. Nice to talk to you.
Pleasure talking.